everybody, my name is Zan and today we're going to be talking about the best haircut for curly hair. So if you're interested, then stay tuned. Okay, so we're talking about taper cuts because this is obviously the hairstyle that I have, so I'm going to show you how to rock it. For kinky and curly hair, taper cuts generally tend to be the most flattering because when you cut your hair short, you know, I feel like a lot of people are kind of afraid that they'll look like a boy or that their head will look kind of big. But with the taper cuts, it gives you a little length in the front, and you can go as short as you want in the back, and then you can also play with designs if you like that. Little lines, or I have a Z in the back of my head for Zan. So I got my taper cut because I didn't want to completely cut down all of my hair, but I still wanted something more on the shorter side. I wanted this particular look, I guess. I really like when I cut my hair, I like being able to play with designs and things on the side and things like that. So I think it's just flattering for my head shape in particular. So taper cuts are also really great for people with breakage, especially if you're someone that's recovering from breakage or if you're trying to prevent breakage. It allows you to maintain a little bit of length in the front if you'd like, but if you're doing a taper cut, you don't have to cut off as much, you know, and if you're trying to prevent it, I think it's easier to do that with a taper cut because they're usually just easier to maintain in general. Usually when I go to sleep, I just throw on a bonnet, I sleep on a silk pillow, and I just wake up, I spritz it with some water and just kind of fluff it out, and I go from there. So it's very easy to maintain, and I don't do much to my hair, and I think that also contributes to keeping it from breaking off as much. So for one, this hairstyle looks really great on a variety of different people, different textures. It can be more curly textures, like more looser textures, looser waves, or you can make it look good on tighter textures like mine. I think it looks good regardless, and you can style it in a lot of different ways as well. It also kind of leaves you room to play with if you're someone like me who likes to change their hair a lot. You can do more protective styles, like more crochet styles with this. I feel like it leaves you more room to play around with that. So I think it's just like a really super versatile style. So this style is also really great for wash and goes. You can just kind of wet it up a little bit, throw some curling custard on it. And it's also good, you know, if you're someone that's kind of self-conscious about your wash and go. You can also like kind of throw it in a cute little pineapple really quickly. You can throw a scarf over it and have like a little curly bang. It's just a lot of different things that you can do with it, and the wash and go is like one of the easiest things that you can do. And number two, so the taper cut also helps if you're one of those people that don't want to do a complete big chop and you just want to transition into your natural hair. For example, when I first did my big chop, I actually didn't do a big chop. I transitioned into my natural hair. I had a relaxer for years, like since I was a kid, and I finally decided that I wanted to go natural, but I didn't want to lose all my length while doing it. So I just started trimming it little by little, and eventually I actually got the T-boss cut, which was the half of the side, you know, it's a little short right here, and then it's a little long right here. So, and it was kind of like shorter in the back as well. So I had the little T-boss 90s taper cut, and so that was kind of how I grew into it as well. But the beauty of the taper cut is that the bulk of it is just shorter in the back, longer in the front. So you could really do a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to just be like this type of taper cut, or like even something like a bob or something like that. You know, I feel like that could be a way for you to get the same effect as well. But for the most part, the taper cuts are gonna give you that short, sassy, sexy look while still being able to have like a little bit of flirtiness in the front. So it's really great for people that want to just kind of let their hair grow out instead of just saying, okay, we're just gonna chop it off. We're just gonna go Tamar today. We're not doing it. So for number 3, the stylist is everything. They are your backbone. They're your collaborator. They're gonna be the person to steer you in the right direction. They're gonna be the one to really assess your hair, really get down into it and look into the cuticle of the hair and all that good stuff, and really suggest like what's gonna be the best way for you to go about getting your taper cut. My stylist that I worked with, her name is Kanisha Hair Mother on Instagram. She is lovely, and she actually specializes in women that have experienced hair loss, and that's also something that I've struggled with in my hair journey, just dealing with random bouts of traction, alopecia, and things like that. So taper cuts can also be great for helping you to kind of disguise that or just work with that a little bit more. And the stylists especially that are, you know, well versed in those subjects, and they know how to address those issues the best, like they're gonna give you the best tips to help you grow out your hair after you get the taper cut. So when I went to my stylist, I really wanted it to be a collaboration. I went to her and I told her that I had a little bit of I had a few shallow areas in the back of my hair, and I wanted a style that would allow me to address that issue while not having to completely cut my hair off. And so we decided that the tapered cut would be the best option for me, because it would allow her to even out those areas that were less dense, and it allowed me to retain the areas that I thought were growing in a little bit more. So your stylist is going to be the biggest piece to getting the perfect tapered haircut. So I highly suggest investing in one that is licensed, one that specializes in haircuts. And if you can find a stylist that's a barber as well as a cosmetologist, that's gonna give you the best of both worlds if you're looking for a haircut like mine. Because that's another thing that's kind of rare, is to find a stylist that not only does natural hair, but they're also a barber, which is a skill in itself. But if you can find one, don't let them go. Stylists can be your backbone, and they can also be your detriment. Comment down below if you have any horror stories for your stylist or any haircuts that you've gotten, because there are some stylists that actually aren't that great. So some stylists may choose to go the frugal route and shop for the less expensive shears, which can cause your hair to break off after the cut. And this is exactly why I say you must pick a good stylist. So cheaper blades usually have serrated edges, which causes the shears to eventually wear out and become dull in a short amount of time. If the hair is cut with these shears, they can bend or fold the hair and create frayed ends. So you want to make sure that your stylist is using high quality shears. I cannot stress this enough. Now, if you have a tapered cut, you're gonna wanna maintain your cut every 4 to 7 weeks. Now, if you have color with your taper cut, you may find yourself cutting more than often. The last time I got my hair cut, I also colored it red. If you decide to also color your hair with it, please be prepared to do what it takes to maintain that color, because on top of maintaining your haircut, you're gonna have to do a little bit of extra to maintain the color as well, and make sure that it stays vibrant. However, if you are using the correct shampoo and conditioners for your hair texture, your hair will be in tip-top shape. Now, I gave you everything I could in regards to tapered haircuts. So go ahead and click that like button. And comment down below your biggest problems when it comes to trimming. Are you trimming too much? You're not trimming enough? You don't know where to stop? You get too scissor happy? I wanna know, because CurlMix is gonna get you in shape. They're gonna respond to your comment and give you the best information possible. So click that subscribe button and I'll see you later.